Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beer Brigade. I'm John Solo. I'm not awake yet. How the hell are you? Welcome to everyone. So it looks like the music is a big hit. Oh, hey, I got to show this off. Check this out. Jody got me a new coffee cup. It's a pineapple. It's the biggest pineapple you ever did see. Um, she saw that at the thrift store the other day, or the Goodwill, or whatever the hell it was, and she got it for me, and it cracked me the hell up. So yeah, Kashana, I'm glad you made it. It's good to see you. And yeah, the cup is absolutely amazing here. Trace, I got up at 5 this morning, so I've been up for 5 hours at this point. I was going to sleep until 6 today. It's Sunday, and I'm not going to a meeting today, so I thought, man, why not? I'll sleep an extra hour, get some rest in. But Rogue decided she wasn't having any of that, so it is what it is. Good morning, Claudia. How are you? Lotta, Cheryl, everybody, Brooke. Brooke, I hope you don't brook yourself today. So yeah, it's the big morning coffee show. I've been fiddling as always, but I think that we're pretty close to our normal setup at this point. I think I like it a lot. So yesterday I had the day off. I went up and visited with my mother, old Mama Bricker, or Ma as I like to call her. She got herself her own place up in Marion, Ohio. I think I told you all about a month ago. So I've been trying to visit her every couple weeks, and I did, and we visited for about an hour. I've been trying to talk her. My late father would not be very happy that my mother is not socializing very much. She's in her apartment. She's got her little dog, little Gracie, but she's not getting out that awful much, from my understanding. So I've been trying to encourage her to get out. She tells me this story about how the maintenance man came to fix her door. And the maintenance man was telling her that there are 7 or 8 other elderly people in this little apartment complex. And I, from my understanding of the story, that might need visiting. And I said, well, Mom, that's a wonderful idea. You could go out there and visit. She said, no, I'm not going out to knock on their door and visit other people. I like it in here just fine. So that didn't go very well. But other than that, she's doing great. She's doing fantastic. She's got her TV, and she's got her little dog. She's happy as can be. So after that, I went to my brother's place, and we played board games. I think I told you all too that one of my brothers, he owns a property. It's kind of in the country, and he bought the property next door to it. It had an old house on it. My oldest brother, Lonnie, has decided to purchase that property. He purchased it about 6 months ago for next to nothing. It was like a steal. Now the house needed completely gutted and redone, but still, I mean, we're talking, you can't buy a used car for this amount. It's ridiculous, the amount I got it for. So they've been fixing it up since last summer. They are ready to move in. Next Saturday, I'm going to be helping them. Me and my other brother are going to help them. They're getting a U-Haul, and we're going to get all his stuff in there, and he's going to be in. So there is that. Other than that, yesterday I came home and I fiddled on the couch while Jody fiddled with yet another purchase of the game Skyrim from Elder Scrolls. She loves that whole series. I've played them before. They're pretty fun. But apparently they came out with some 10-year, 20-year anniversary edition. I don't know what the edition is. So she got another version of Skyrim, and now she's playing that through again. So I fiddled with some new software on the couch while she did that. I went to bed early, and I was up early. So yeah, that was pretty much the week. Pardon me, the noise outside because I'm in the control room. Sorry about that. So this week, first off, I want to say sorry to Declan. Declan managed to hurt himself on Cheryl's hand this week, which is unfortunate. Declan, our well-known German Shepherd mascot of the Beer Brigade, he was innocently playing with a toy. The toy got stuck in his mouth. And then Cheryl, Declan's mama, Cheryl, tried to get the toy from Declan's mouth and hurt Declan's mouth with her hand. There was blood everywhere. It was horrendous. I saw pictures. It looked really bad. I'm so sorry for Declan and Declan's jaw. I hope that Declan's all right. Now, as you all know, Declan has had a hard time getting enough food. We're all very concerned about this. I have considered, and if everybody's down for it, I'd like to start a GoFundMe page so Declan can perhaps get a little bit more food in his life. It's very horrible. I actually have, Declan actually sent me a picture. This is Declan needing food. If anyone wants to donate to the GoFundMe page to get Declan some more food, because unfortunately Cheryl's not feeding him enough, please just let me know. I'll put the link up in the description of this video. That way we can get Declan just a little bit more food in his life. That would be wonderful. This week I thought that I was coming down sick. I've been getting up at around 5 a.m., 5:30, somewhere in there. And on Tuesday, I had a little bit of a scratch in my throat. So I decided to do something about it here. I don't like to take medication of any kind. I don't know if y'all know this about me. Excuse me. The medication bothers me. For one, I can't take NyQuil, which is like the best cold medicine known to man. That shit is the bomb. If you drink enough of it, you can actually trip balls. So therefore, I'm not allowed to take that kind of thing. I try not to take even like ibuprofen if I can possibly avoid it. I know I can count on one hand the number of times that I've had ibuprofen this year. So what I did was I took the Zicam, which is a swab that you put up your nose, and it has zinc and vitamin C, basically. I mean, that's pretty much an overdose of zinc and vitamin C. And I took extra zinc and vitamin C. I do take a lot of supplements. So I did all of that. And Tuesday evening, I ended up resting the whole day. I took the day off on Tuesday just to do this. And I don't know, it was maybe 1 or 2 a.m., somewhere in there on Wednesday morning. I woke up and I was wide awake. So Wednesday, I worked all day, but we had a kind of an internet issue on Wednesday, so I didn't work in Discord. But I knocked a ton of work out. And we got the book Heal done from Nora Phoenix. That was delivered on Thursday, so hopefully that'll be out very shortly here. Then Friday was almost business as usual. I came in, we did a work in progress video and kind of wrapped up our week. So that's kind of what we did this week. Coming up on Monday, we have the fantabulous Greg Tremblay coming in for Talk to the Beard. And I was looking for a picture of Greg today. I was like, oh, I'm going to put a picture up there so everybody can see Greg. I found this one, and I don't know. Check this out. See if you can see this. By his right arm, there is a phone from like the 1990s down there. It's like the oldest phone known to man. When I was looking at this picture, I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. I got to use that. There's something else of interest here too. Now, we've talked a lot about the glory holes. We know the glory holes well that I have. Notice the size of Greg's glory hole. Over his left shoulder, the size of that glory hole. He might have the biggest glory hole in the industry. Really. Have you ever seen a glory hole that size before? So between the phone from the 1990s and his gaping glory hole, we got to go over all this week. So there's Greg's lovely picture. I told you I was fiddling with some software this week. I'm having some serious issues with my organization, with my organizational skills, I guess you could say. I suck at it. I don't know if you know that or not. What I do is I put a process in place, and it lasts about 3 days. I completely lose track of it. Sometimes I'll write notes down, like in OneNote, that sort of thing, that I can't find them afterwards. So what I've done is I've decided one software to rule them all. I still like OneNote for the ability to kind of handwrite notes in there. That's fucking slick. But I'm trying out a program called Notion. The reason I'm bringing this up, not that any of you care. I know you're not techies, but man, if anyone out there uses Notion, please let me know in the comments. I would love to talk to someone about this. This software is freaking incredible. I'm very excited about it, but I'm not entirely good at it yet. And it's kind of my sitting on the couch with Jody while she plays a video game hobby over the course of the last few days, and I'm really digging it. So if anybody else uses Notion out there, please let me know. I would love to see it. Finally, you like that whip sound, Kashana? You like that? Finally, this week I'm going to be working on the setup up here in the control room for lighting. I've set up down in the booth kind of a 3-point lighting system with one light up here, one light up here. third light, I kind of showed you guys that in the morning coffee video a few weeks ago. I just obtained some old stage lights that I used to use, and Jody probably used them more than me on stage when I was running sound full time. They're really cool. They're intelligent lights. I'd let a buddy borrow them and got them back. So hopefully over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be able to set up more of a 3-point lighting system up here. So this setup will look a little better. And I might use this for Talk to the Beard sometimes too, which would be very cool. Oh yeah, there's my cool lighting pick for that. I forgot. It's lovely. Good morning, Victoria Sue. How the hell are you? Victoria, entertain everybody for a second. I'm going to have a drink of coffee. You like my pineapple cup? Trace, actually, the lights are more intelligent than me. They're called intelligent lights because they have a moving head on them. What happens is there's a head like this, and it will swivel around like that and point it where you want them to point. It's freaking slick. I love it. So this week we worked on Heal by Nora Phoenix. That was book 7 in the White House Men book series. And I delivered it Thursday, I think, somewhere in there, Friday. We just approved it over the weekend, so hopefully that's going to be in everybody's Audible account here in the next couple days. If you can't remember, here's the blurb. Dell feels broken. Can Issa be the next person to... Not the next person. Can Issa be the person to help him heal? It's not like Dell's a whore. He's been around getting lots of people to help him. President Delano Del Schaefer is grieving the loss of his wife, Sarah. Now that the culprits behind the Pride bombing and all the killings are caught, everyone has been able to move on except Del. His friends have all found love. Even his son is happier than Del could have ever imagined. I want to talk about his son for a second. I don't know if y'all read was it book 6 or book 5, where Ken, Delano's son, got a daddy. There was more daddy if y'all are into daddy books, you have to check that one out. I cannot remember the name of the book for the life of me. I think it was book 5, actually, in the White House Men book series. There's a whole lot of daddying going on in that. Anyways, Issa, with his unfailingly sunny disposition, his infuriatingly stubborn optimism, his endless care for Del and his huge cock. Issa, who becomes the sole reason Del is still standing, limping, is still smiling, is still clinging to the hope that things will get better. Issa, who is making Del feel again, laugh again, live again. But can he also make him love again? Heal is the last book in the White House Men series, a continuing romantic suspense series that needs to be read in order. It contains a sunshiny assistant with a huge cock, a slightly grumpy president, sweet hurt comfort, an age gap, and the happiest of happy endings. There we go. We finished that one this week. Right now, we started this one on Friday. We're working on Dylan's Dilemma. That's Main Men Book 4 by the lovely Casey Wells, one of my favorite Brits, the OG, I think we called her the other day. Did anybody ever figure out, is anybody in, Victoria, you're from Britain. What do you call a Frisbee in Britain? I really need to know this. I forgot to ask Casey the other day. She calls it an aerobie? Aerobie. Something like that. I've never heard of such a thing before, and I don't know if it's a new invention that's not like a Frisbee or if it's what people in Britain call a Frisbee. I'm not exactly sure. Dylan's Dilemma. Dylan has been curious for a long time about cock. But is he ready to confront his desires? A difficult decision. Dylan Martin has worked in the same Gunquit hotel since he was 18. Look at that, Trace. I got a Gunquit right first try. And he knows the drill. Anything that might damage the hotel's reputation has to be reported. So telling the uptight manager there's a gay porn shoot about to take place should be a no-brainer. Except Dylan recognizes one of the performers. He's been watching Mark Roman's scenes for so long he could describe every inch of Mark's ripped body. From the silver at his temples and in his beard right down to the tattoo on his ass. Not to mention Mark's sexy smile that sends heat hurtling through Dylan every time he sees it. But if Dylan says nothing, it's his job on the line, and then his hand is forced. An eager student. Mark's shoot is a bust, but there's a silver lining. He has a huge cock in the shape of a cute, sexy guy in a local bar. Well, that's kind of... I made up the huge cock part. Except I bet he actually does have a huge cock. Except the guy seems familiar and nervous, and suddenly it's clear who let the cat out of the bag. When Mark jokes that Dylan owes him a scene to make up for it, Dylan refuses point blank, but the longing in his eyes is hard to ignore. Dylan obviously wants him, even if he can't bring himself to say it. Mark wants to be the one to undress him, to show him how sensual a man's cock can be. He wants to set Dylan on fire, to make him shudder with pleasure. Most of all, he longs to hear his name on Dylan's lips when Mark brings him to the edge. They won't be any more than that. Mark's career has proved a stumbling block in the past, and he doesn't expect Dylan to be any different. Mark may know a lot about desire and cocks, but Dylan's about to give him a lesson in love. I'm glad they let me ad-lib these. After that, this week, which we should be finishing that up on Tuesday, somewhere in there, maybe Wednesday at the latest, we are moving on to the much-anticipated Never Stay Gone, Big Bend, Texas Rangers, Book 1 by your own Tal Bauer. 6 bodies in a single grave in the same West Texas country where Dakota left everything behind. Every beat of my heart belongs to you. 13 years ago, Dakota Jennings thought he'd found his forever when he fell in love with Shane Carson. But one afternoon shattered their love story, and both Dakota and Shane left Rustler, Texas with broken hearts. Even now, Dakota is still feeling the agony of losing Shane. Sure, he's a Texas Ranger, but that's not how he wanted to live his life. All he ever wanted was to love Shane. Loving you is the only time I feel alive. What's that song? Loving you. Anyways, Shane's life was supposed to be different than this. There'd been a plan ever since he was knee-high to his father, but falling for Dakota spun Shane's world upside down, and for years, Shane has had nothing but the memories of all that he lost. Dakota's gentle touch and the sweetness of his lips, and the star-strewn nights they spent wrapped in each other's arms. West of the Pecos, there is no law. Is it Pecos or Pecos? I think it's Pecos. When the Rangers get the call about 6 bodies being pulled out of a mass grave in West Texas, the governor sends Dakota to run the investigation. Dakota heads back to his hometown and comes face to face with the last man he ever expected to see again, only now he's Deputy Shane Carson, Dakota's local partner assigned to the case. There's nothing Dakota wants more than a second chance with Shane, but so much is stacked against them. 6 corpses, a murderer on the loose, and a history that refuses to stay buried. And the bodies keep piling up as Dakota and Shane try to run the killer down across the West Texas plains. In a moment, everything changes. The hunters become the hunted, the past fractures, and all Dakota thought he knew comes tumbling down. Secrets break wide open as Dakota remembers. This is West Texas, and out here, nothing is as it seems. Big Bend County is a place of beauty and desolation, of secrets and small towns where the past and the present collide and where nothing stays hidden forever. This romantic suspense is the first in the new Big Bend, Texas Rangers series. Come along for the West Texas sunsets, the heart-pounding thrills, and the hard-won happy ever-afters. Did I miss something? Scrolling back here. I see nothing about a president getting killed. Is Tal writing is he hiring ghostwriters nowadays, or what? I'm scrolling back through. I see nothing. I bet you there's still a president that gets killed in there somewhere. Finally, coming up at the end of next week, probably the following, we shall see how long Tal's book takes us. Tal's book's a little longer. It's about 100K, so that might take us through the weekend. But regardless, the one after Tal's book that's coming up is going to be True Order. This one is a crowd favorite. Prosper Woods Chronicles, Book 4 by our very own little Patty Logan. This one, well, there might be a president that gets killed, who knows. This one is Bloodthirsty Vamps, Dire Wolf Royalty, The Prince of Unicorns, What's Next? An all-out war, of course. When I came to Prosper Woods, the last thing I expected was to be walking into a world of magic. Horror movies at the theater hadn't prepared me for the realization that vampires, werewolves, witches, shifters, and ghosts were real. After 6 months, I've learned to live with it, and I count many odd creatures as friends, not to mention my soulmate, a vampire who makes me tremble when he kisses me. I'm hopelessly, helplessly in love. When I came to Prosper Woods, my expectations were low. I brought Robert's bones. I should do these like in the first-person voices. I think this one's Vincent. When I came to Prosper Woods, my expectations were low. I brought Robert's bones, numerous possessions, and regret for my role in my maker's sheer bloodlust. I also brought Robert's ancient tomes. That's a hard one. When Sergio showed up demanding I give him the books, I banished him with the help of a spell and a friendly witch. I never expected those books to be the source of danger to my man and our life together. Who's the next one there? I'm not sure. Is it? Oh, it's Greg. Okay, excellent. The next one's Greg. I'm hopelessly, helplessly in love. When the vampire came to town, I knew things were going to change. What I didn't expect was to become alpha of my pack and fall in love with my best friend. Werewolf royalty moved into town. Bad vampires were about to go to war with us, and the biggest surprise of all, the unicorns had a king of their own. I don't know what's about to happen, but I want to avoid war. With Sam by my side, I'm pretty sure I can face anything, because I'm hopelessly, helplessly in love. I love Greg. So that's what we got coming up. Starting today, somewhere around 12 or 12:30, somewhere in that range, we'll be working in Discord until about 5 p.m. tonight. This evening after my work, I've got White Chocolate coming over to record some rap music. Then I'm going to sit on the couch and work a bit more on Notion. So hopefully I'll see some of you here today in a couple hours in Discord. And after that, of course, we have Greg Tremblay. Not to be confused with, although if Greg can talk like that, that'd be freaking fantastic. Greg Tremblay's coming in tomorrow for Talk to the Beard. That'll be at 5 p.m. JST. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Good luck. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. And I will see you hopefully in a couple hours.